Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host, and today we're going to be talking about networking. What is networking and the mindset shift that goes along with that? So, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, I'm the founder of Relationships Communications, and I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create, grow, and scale their network. Relationship Communications Weekly Live is a tactical and practical show we do every week, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you'll put that on your calendar to join us. And also, I'd love to hear from you as well. If you're joining me live, please do say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. If you're watching this later on the replay, please do use hashtag replay. And if you have any comments or questions as I go through the material, please post those in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you as well. We are streaming on various different platforms. YouTube is one of them. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring the bell so that you'll be notified every time that we do go live. And we do have different lives throughout the week. So there's various different ways that you can learn from Relationship Communications community. If you're not a part of the actual Facebook group, head on over to Facebook, put Relationship Communications in the search bar, and it should come up. It's a free group to be a part of. It's a networking group. I encourage you, after you join, or if you're already a member, to engage with other members. Schedule coffee chats. Get to know each other. Build your network. Don't just be part of a networking group. You actually have to interact and start building those connections and those relationships. Build your network, right? Well, I encourage you to do that. Like I said, schedule this on your calendar because we have so much content and information that we share on various different topics each and every week. This is a live that goes live every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Unless it's during the holiday season, of course. We do skip a couple of weeks there. However, pretty much every Friday you can learn from what I'm sharing. It's about a different topic every single week. So here at Relationship Communications, we are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. That's my virtual assistant business. And we work with speakers and coaches and professionals to help them grow their business so they can enjoy being the CEO and do what they love to do within their business. And we do this virtually and in our online community. So before we dive into our topic today, I do want to introduce myself a little bit. We do have some new people. So this was me, 5.5 years ago. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has, as a preschool teacher. I was a preschool teacher for over 25 years prior to starting my first business in 2018. And that is where I learned and started building relationships, it was an education network at the time because I was in the education industry. But I learned how to build a network, how to build relationships through those 25 years of being in a classroom with little children. Because you do have to build a relationship with each and every child in the room, plus their parents, right? Because those little bitty children can't make all the decisions for themselves. They have to have parents to help them and guide them as well. So over those years, I built many, many relationships with students to learn where they were, what we actually needed to teach them, their way of learning, because every child is different and they're going to learn in different ways. And we had to implement that into our day-to-day in the classroom so that we could make sure every single child was learning, not just the ones that like to listen to us read a story, or just those that like to actually try to write their letters and numbers. There's different things, yes, that we have to teach them, but every child is not going to learn in the same way. So sometimes we had to do a little tweaking to help each individual child learn the way that they needed to learn. And in order to do that, a relationship had to be established. They had to trust us. At the very beginning of the year, they had no clue who we were. So at the beginning of the year is when you start kind of trying to build that relationship, get to know them, let them get to know you, share different things with each other, all the things, right? And that's exactly how it works as well in the professional world. If you go to a networking event, yeah, you meet John Doe at an online event or in-person event, whichever one you choose to attend. Do you really know John Doe if you just met him? No, you don't. So after the event, yes, you may exchange business cards, or you told them what you do and he told you what he does. That's just kind of introduction, basically, is what that is. So after that event, you want to follow up with John Doe and schedule a coffee chat, like we like to call them, right? A one-to-one conversation to get to know him better. That's exactly what I had to do with each child in this classroom. So at the beginning of every year, if it wasn't a returning child, because sometimes they could return depending upon their age and when they actually move forward into 5K kindergarten. So sometimes we would have returning children. So I kind of already knew them. But for the new ones coming into the classroom, I had to start from scratch. And that's exactly where you are. You're starting from scratch when you go to networking events and meet new people. So you have to continue to stay connected and in touch with those people that you meet at a networking event. Find out if they're going to be a good fit, to become a client or a customer of yours. They may or may not. Or find out if it's going to be a better fit for them to be a power partner for you. Y'all to support each other in whatever kind of business it is that you have and they have, right? So you have to get those things determined. Anyway, that was a extra lesson, I guess you could say. I did not mean to go that route, but anyway, that's how relationships get started, and that's where I started all mine. I was in a classroom in my previous profession, okay? And that's how I do it today as well. Now fast forward a little bit, during my 25 years of teaching, I also was divorced twice, so I was a single mother 2 different times. And these were my children at a very much younger age than what they are today. During one of those times that I was a single mother. Was it difficult? Absolutely. Did I try to do my best and put what was the best interest of my children and myself as a top priority? Absolutely. But things got tough, whether it was finances, whether it was just trying to put food on the table, or whether it was trying to co-parent. That's hard. Guys, let me tell you, it's hard to try to co-parent with a father when y'all are no longer together. And there's a lot of maybe tension, whatever the case is. Every single situation is different, right? So it's hard, very hard. And so I was dealing with all that as well at 2 different times, being a single parent, as well as working in the classroom with other children. Not my own, but the other children in the classroom. So yes, it was very difficult, but it taught me a lot of things during those 2 different times I was a single mother. It made me a stronger person and helped build me into who I am today, right? Now, this is what my family looks like today. Things have changed for sure. This is my current husband, Jeff, and my almost all 3 grown children. My daughter's 16, so she'll be grown pretty soon too. My oldest, Caleb, his wife, and of course the 2 twins who are almost a year old. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. In a couple of weeks, they will be a whole year old. My middle son, Matthew, who is now going to become a father later this year in June, and his girlfriend are also expecting. So I have another grandson on the way later this year. So I'm super excited. Things have definitely turned out for the better than what it was when I was in the classroom and being a single mom, those 2 different times. So, yeah. Also in 2018, when I decided to start my first business, I did take a training program and became a certified virtual expert in my area of specialization. that is when Tiger Eye Solution was born, my very first business, right? And in the beginning, I didn't understand. I didn't put it together. I'm not going to say I didn't understand, but I didn't put it together that building those relationships and those partnerships was as important as they are. So I was actually working toward being an author assistant, working with authors. And I did work with a few authors in the very beginning, which was really fun. However, I realized over time how important relationship building and follow-up is. So I kind of re-niched myself. And then also after the pandemic hit, realized how much help other professionals and business owners needed, as a lot of them were just moving into the online space when the pandemic happened. So I decided to build a team. And I am so glad I did. My team and I are, we love what we do. We love working with the clients that we work with. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about Tiger Eye Solution and the Tiger Eye Solution team, reach out. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about it. Or if you're looking for any type of virtual help, I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about that as well. But that's not what we're here for today, right? So with all that being said, let's talk about networking. A networking mindset and mind shift. Networking is a great way to spread the word about your business, right? And that's kind of what you do when you go to a networking event. The thing is, you have to go into a room with a lot of people. This is especially true if you're introvert like I am, okay? Where there's a lot of noise and people are making small talk. And making small talk is not something that I'm very good at or that I enjoy doing, unless it's someone I already know. I can walk up to them and make some small talk with them. But if I don't know you, it's going to be difficult for me to make small talk with you. So I'm very terrible as an introvert at making small talk, okay? And I don't like to sell, because a lot of people think when they go to a networking event, that's what you're doing, is you're trying to sell yourself, sell your business, sell your services, products, whatever it is that you have. Well, we're going to learn something different about that today, okay? So I don't really understand how to sell, and I'm supposed to be telling all these people I meet at the event all about what I have to offer, or try to sell them on what I have to offer. Okay? That feels icky, right? It's not enjoyable, right? So what I do is I do show up, talk with maybe one specific person that I already know. If there's somebody in the room that I already know, that's going to be the first person I walk up to and talk to. Do a little chit chat with that one person that I know, and then try to go do some chit chat with maybe some other people that I don't know. Maybe they said hello to me, so I want to go introduce myself and tell them about my business and what I do. Then go to the ladies' room. Yes, I will go hide a lot of times, just so I don't have to work my way around the whole room and speak to every single person that is there. Or if it's a meeting to where you actually have to sit down and listen to a presenter, I'll go to my seat. I'll go to the ladies' room first, then I'll go to my seat. I'm done talking, because I'm an introvert and I don't like making small talk, right? And then, I'll either go to the ladies' room and wait till the event is done, or I'll go sit in my seat, and then afterwards try to go out as fast as I can. Yes. I'll leave maybe some of my cards on the table for anyone that might want to walk by and pick one up, but I leave. And I know that I needed to shift my mindset, because that's not how I needed to be attending networking events, right? I was going to be going home alone with my computer and no work, because I didn't meet anybody that might be interested in working with me at that networking event. And that's not what you want, right? But you do want to do this in a way that doesn't feel icky. Like I said, that kind of feels icky when you kind of go into an event and handle things that way, right? It doesn't have to be icky or spammy. Sometimes you might feel like it's spammy as well. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. If you're worried about being spammy, then just don't be spammy. Don't be any of these things at all. And this is what I want to talk to you about. And I want to let you know this is an overview of networking. Of course, I do dive deeper about this in the Networking Academy. I'll share a little bit more about that in a few minutes. However, it is opening back up on February 1st. I'll tell you more of those details in a few minutes. So you get into professional clothes, a suit or a dress, and some comfortable shoes, blah, blah, blah. You get yourself all fixed up, I guess, before you go to this event. Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Can't see your name, but thank you for joining me. You enter the event, you look in the room, and you realize you don't know anybody. And you're like, oh, no. So you're standing there, and you feel stupid immediately. Because what can you do? Walk up to somebody? I don't think so. Because that's going to feel icky, right? So maybe you talk to a couple of people. Maybe you try to stand in the circle of people, of a group of people, but they don't open the circle up and let you in. And you realize they're not going to talk to you. And your brain's going crazy, right? Because you're an introvert. And that's what this type of a situation makes you feel like, right? You're thinking, what am I doing here? Why am I even here? I'm good at my work. Just, do I have to really do this? Yes, you do. This is so stupid. I just want to go home and do my work. How many people have felt this way when you attend a networking event? Hey, Sandy, how are you? So glad you joined me today. Some people can make you feel that way. Some places you go to can make you feel that way, but not all of them, no. So you leave, but that's what you think networking is all about. It doesn't have to be that way, okay? So I want to talk to you about what networking actually is. Networking is an action or a process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. Did it say anything about selling? No, I don't think it did. So, because of a lot of people have perceived networking in a way that is icky or spammy, or that you have to be selling when you're at a networking event, you think you have to walk in there and convince people about what you do and that they need to work with you or they need to buy your product, whatever it is you have to offer. But that's not what networking really is, right? So I want to talk to you about what networking is. Again, networking is an action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts or relationships. First, you have to develop the contact, but then you have to take it into a relationship, right? So networking is an action or a process of interacting with other people, right? So this is like talking to people. Just like you pick up the phone and you call your best friend or you call your mom. You're just talking to them, right? Networking is the same thing. You're just talking to them on a professional level, of course, because you are talking to other professionals. You're not talking to your mom, but you're talking to other professionals. So you would want to have a professional conversation for sure. Sandy says she has felt that way, and it's easier to network when she was in a corporate, and an adjustment to network as a business owner. Yes, it is different when you're in the corporate world versus now if you're a business owner. It is a little bit different. So again, networking is an action or a process of interacting with others. And like I said, it's just like talking to people. It's like picking up the phone, calling your best friend, or calling your husband, or calling your mama, whoever you talk to on a regular basis. It's just talking to someone. Okay? You exchange your information, which is part of telling them what you do and about your business. It's not the complete way to tell them about what you do in your business, but it's part of it, because they do need to have your contact information, and that's what you're sharing. Like if you hand them your business card, your contact information is going to be on there, right? So when we are networking at events, we don't want to be sold to, and the people there don't want to be sold to either. Okay? Nobody wants to sell. That is not on the agenda. Okay? When you go to a networking event, I promise that is not on the agenda. It's to sell anything. Sometimes people do make it uncomfortable, maybe just in the way that they're sharing or, telling you about their business and what they do. They might make it sound salesy or spammy. But that doesn't mean that you have to. Just because that's the way they're talking or sharing doesn't mean you have to do it the same way. So what you're trying to do is just extend your information, extend to a conversation, just tell them who you are, what your business is, and what you do. And that means tell people what you do, basically, right? To develop professional or social contacts. That's developing is like the beginning stage of the relationship, okay? Like I said, when you meet John Doe at the networking event, you're not going to tell them your whole life story. You're not going to become best friends just when you say hello, right? That's not going to happen. But you do want to make a soft introduction of yourself. Tell them your business and what you do in your business. And then the rest is about to follow up after the event is over. Okay? So basically, you're there to talk about what you do, to meet people, and to make friends. All right? You can meet some really great people and friends at networking events. I have. I'm sure Sandy has as well. I have met some of my best clients at networking events. I really have. So, good morning, Facebook user. I have someone else joining. Nice to have you here with us. I'm not sure who you are. I can't see your name. But you have to completely take the pressure off and remove all the stress that you're attaching to this, okay? It doesn't have to be stressful. Do you get stressed out when you're going to pick up the phone and call a family member to have a conversation? If you're going to call your mom, say, you and your mom don't live in the same area. My mother doesn't. She lives about 3 or 4 hours away from me. So when I'm getting ready to pick up the phone and call her to have a conversation or tell her something or whatever the case is, do I get nervous about it? Or do I stress out about it? No, I really don't. I just pick up the phone and call her. See how she's doing or tell her what's new. All the things. Right? That's the same thing you're doing. Thanks, Robert. That's the same thing that you're doing when you go to a networking event and meet somebody new. You're just starting a conversation. You're not telling them your whole life story. That's not the time nor the place to be sharing your whole life story. I promise it's not. And that would even make you feel more nervous, more spammy, and that's not what you want to do, right? So practice beforehand what you want to say. Like if I was going to a networking event today in person, I might go practice in front of the mirror of exactly what I want to say. Hi, John Doe. I'm Lisa DeToffel, owner of Tiger Eye Solution. My whole spiel, right? Practice what you want to say before you go. Lay out your clothes the night before. So, you know you're going to be nervous the morning of, and you have to dress nicely. Awesome. Robert says he goes now with zero expectations and just enjoy the meeting people and listen to their stories. Awesome. That's great. That's exactly what we need to do. Do not expect to get hired or to sell your product or service. If it happens, that's wonderful. If that's exactly what somebody there is looking for. But you might also want to suggest, if John Doe says, I have been looking to work with a virtual assistant. Can I hire you right now? It's like, well, let's have a conversation. Can I call you, this afternoon or first thing in the morning? Let's have a conversation so we can get all the specifics that we need before we get started. Right? It doesn't have to feel salesy. It doesn't have to feel spammy. It just can be a conversation. Just like you're talking to your spouse or your mom or your dad or your kids, whoever you have in your immediate family. It's just a conversation. And it's helping you build your network when you start a new conversation. Okay? So, like I said, lay out your nice clothes the night before that you're going to be going to the event, and just show up and talk to people. Clearly express to them and tell about what you do within your business. And don't be nervous about getting out of there so fast, right? I know I've been there and done that too with in-person events. Yes, I couldn't wait for it to be over so I could just leave. So yeah, I've been there and done that too. But is that how I do it now? No, it's not. Because I know I'm not there to be spammy. I'm not there to try to sell anybody anything. I'm just there to meet new people and possibly start building new relationships, building my network. You plan your outfit a week before. Okay, that's good too. Very good. Very good. That way you don't have to stress about that. You know exactly what you're wearing to that event. Awesome. So if you have any questions about anything I shared today about networking, please do reach out. Again, if you're not part of the Relationship Communications group, head on over to Facebook and join it. There's so many different things we have going on in there. Reach out to some of the other members and start networking with them and sharing about what you do and see how y'all can support each other. Also, the VIP Club, you're welcome to join that as well. It is a paid club to be a part of. It's only $27 a month to be a member. However, we're having 2 meetings a month. We've already had our first one this month. It was super, super awesome. It was our Q&A session. It went really well. We had some great questions and great conversations and answers and all the things. Our next meeting for the VIP Club, I think, is the 22nd. So if you want to go ahead and join the VIP Club before the 22nd of January, you could join our next meeting. Our next meeting will be a party. We do a Q&A session a month, and then we do a party every month. And that party is where we come together and we celebrate everything that we have accomplished in the previous month or maybe even last year. You know, if you met some of your goals or accomplished some of your goals in 2023, come celebrate that with us, right? Also, I want to tell you about the next networking mixer. Relationship Communications does a mixer once a month, and it will be on January 30th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So make plans, put that on your calendar, make plans to attend that as well. And of course, I told you I was going to tell you a little bit more about the Academy. The doors are opening again to the networking method Academy. They're opening back up February 1st. If you're interested in joining the Academy, it is a great place to learn more about networking, all the specifics that you need to make the most of your networking efforts. Helps you break everything down and get everything put together so that when you do attend networking events, you're going to make the most of that time that you're there. Whether you're online or in person, doesn't matter where you're networking, you will be well prepared to say and share and all the things. And then the follow-up pieces afterwards that are important as well. You also learn a lot about that in the Academy as well. The Academy is 10 modules. Each module has six to eight lessons in each module. There's content, there's videos, and some lessons have downloadables. So there is a lot there to help you make the most of your networking efforts. You can go through the Academy at your own pace. However, we also have study hall sessions once a week where you can come and bring any questions you may have, or maybe there's something you don't understand as you're going through the modules. You can bring all that with you to study hall and we can talk about it and get that all cleared up for you. So I'll post about those things also in the Relationship Communications Facebook group, give you the opportunity to take advantage of those if you're interested. And again, if you have any questions about anything I shared today or about networking, please do reach out. You're welcome. Hope you have an amazing day as well. Thank you, Sandy and Robert, both for joining me live. If you're watching this later on the replay, do use #replay. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.